I always like the little build up. It's like, I don't know, every time I log in to the normal game, every time I hear that build up, it's just like, it's so epic. Hi everyone. I'm not doing ranked today because I want to give you the Atlas Reactor Season 3 sneak peek, just a little point of view, and then of course I am doing my Lancer prediction today. I believe I ended up skipping the last one, and this is before the devs revealed like, hey, here's these little emojis that, you know, represent their ability. So this is going to be a completely free guess about what he does and who he is and whatnot. But first, let's get into the season review. I'll do the Lancer prediction. You'll see it later today. Let's zoom this in a bit. Alright, so Atlas Reactor new Season 3 sneak peek. Here's our new freelancer. He is a support. His hammer's much bigger than Helio's. Much bigger. Anyways, and he looks interesting, but we'll get into that later. So here we go. So Season 3 is fast approaching. On May 9th, Season 3 hits hard with a ton of new content. A new freelancer, a new map, more theme skins closely related to developing lore, and a stat system. Oh man, the stat system alone is pretty cool. But let's get into that. I believe it gets into more details here, just a little bit, just a little tiny bit of details. It's like a taste, like the topping of an ice cream, but not the ice cream. I know it's kind of a tease, right? But anyways, so this is what we know so far. He's male, he's a support, he has no dash, he's melee, he wields a hammer, much larger than Helio's. Everyone needs supports. They're a true glue that holds the team together, so you really want to stick close to them. True glue. Stick close. I feel like these are foreshadowing, guys. Alright, so the new map, if you've been following our Friday live streams, you've probably seen the development of this map over time. It's unique amongst our maps because each team starts in opposing corners, and it has a special rotating buff and a spot that starts the fights and ends lives. You can expect to see teams battling in the middle, a wide open area, or small skirmishes in the corridors around the edges. It's full of conflict, Hyperion specialty. So yeah, if you've checked out their live streams over, I don't know, past weeks, months, whatever, you would have seen like this map pop up here and there, kind of. And yeah, it looks super cool, and I can't wait to finally get to play it. I will bring all that content ASAP once it's dropped. If I had to make a guess, considering that I believe they're doing another blog next week. Let's see. So we're probably looking at so May 9th is the content drop, right? So probably May 2nd. I would say, honestly, I would think they should do the 25th. Give it a couple week testing for the new map. But I understand they probably want to get it out as quickly as possible. And of course, we, the community, can always do all the testing for them. And I do not think the map will be in the ranked rotation. At least I would heavily request that the new map is not in ranked. If we're gonna be fair about the freelancers being 2 to 3 weeks later, then I think the map should follow suit just as well. Robo skins! Unlike the hard light skins, these skins aren't just suits but a complete robotic remake of the freelancer. So basically, this is what the freelancer would be if they were a robot. If someone was like, hey, I like this freelancer, I like that guy, he does cool stuff, I'm gonna make a robot to kill him. So yeah, so this is Kaigen's upcoming skin. This is a preview. Looks really cool, really awesome. It's got, I don't know why I see the blue and I immediately think of Bryn. I have no idea why that's in my head, but it pops to me. So we'll be seeing this skin pretty soon. Looks very cool. Stats and achievements. So this is all the detailed stuff you get, all the little things. How much shielding you've blocked, how much damage you've blocked with Rampart Shield, how many void marks you've triggered as Kaigen, the average void marks triggered by players, and then how you rank up next to them. I don't believe it goes into super details. I think this gives you your own personal stats. I do not believe it gives you stats for other players yet, but they will discuss this in next week's blog, so we'll find out more. And this is not final, so that's it for the preview, guys. Now let's go all the way back up because I want to give a quick brief thing. The new freelancer, again, I'm going to go over that in the predictions video just because there's no point in wasting it here. Oh, whoops. New map. Go to twitch.tv/tryonworlds for all your Atlas Reactor streams. Anyways, so the new map I think is going to be really interesting. Being able to spawn so far apart instead of the whole opposite. And on most maps, not even as the opposite, they're fairly close, except for Flyway, I believe. So this is going to be really interesting to see this map develop in terms of strategy, who spawns where. Can you even predict where you're going to spawn specifically based on the lineup of your team on who picked, picking order? So I can't wait to see how that works out. It'll be really interesting to see the new map. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Robo skins. Now this is something we've talked about quite a bit actually. So with the lore, for anyone who pays attention to the lore, and if you haven't, I highly recommend you should. During each chapter, just read the lore. It's pretty quick. You can probably read it all chapter 5s in like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. And you'll understand that with each new chapter, the lore of that chapter is themed towards the skins you're gonna get. And it's really cool. Now the one piece of feedback that I've always had on the lore is I always wish that the lore would go a little more organically. Like if you can tell like there's a rise of machines, like if there was a backstory of machines, robots rising, other than Torin we have now, but if like there was a backstory of machines rising since chapter 1, like very back to like a sentence or two, and then we get to this, then it would be like, oh, all that culminated to this moment now, That's stuff that I would like to see. That's stuff that's really cool. But that's just a piece of feedback I have. Always like that. Stats, again, I'm actually one of those that I would like to compare me against like friends, contenders, stuff like that. So I actually want to be able to see other people's stats, only to compare myself and be like, how am I doing compared to my buddy? How am I doing compared to top contenders instead of just the average? So I'm not entirely sure how everyone else feels about it. I know some people absolutely do not want that feature, just because there's always potential for abuse. There's always potential for someone to look it up, or especially if it's on the the API database. There's potential for someone to look it up and flame someone like, oh, you only do this, or try to get more than one ult this game, ha ha ha, And it feels bad. It feels bad if someone's ragging on you the whole time, like, oh, you only ult once a game, or you only manage to block like 200 damage per game, like you're bad, or this and that. It would feel bad, don't get me wrong. Toxic players are an issue, so I can see the argument for both sides, because at the same time you'd want to really be able to compare your stats, and some people genuinely do like, oh man, my friend's doing a lot better than me, I want to brag, but I want to brag in a friendly way, right? Like, hey, like, hey buddy, I just passed you, and the amount of Protoss grenades I damage over walls, like a mini competition you can set up with your buddies. So if anything, if possible, and devs, I don't know if you're watching this, but if possible, what I would love to see is if you can compare stats with your friends only. Like, not exactly way to look them up, just as a testing ground for everyone, kind of like a middle ground where you can still have your stats, you can still compare them, but I'm not entirely sure how possible or feasible that is. Absolutely, I fully support getting this out there right now, even if it's just for you to look, just for your eyes. Now, of course, anyone who watches my channel, you're going to see my stats, so if you want to compare your stuff to mine and see how much better you actually are than me, then whatever makes you feel better. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. This was a little sneak peek. I hope you enjoyed it, and your next video will be out here in a few hours. See you next time, or in a few hours, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Okay, I love you. Bye.